Okay, hi. Let's go through the front of this QM8. So I got this about 10 years ago, and a friend of mine, Terry Wozniak, is an older feller who used to work for this company putting these together. And when I got them, he got something else too. And what he did, he opened this up, and first thing he did was take each preamp and get a direct output. So you have all these 8 channels have a direct output, which is, king for tracking. And that's what these are for, a nice sight card. And the second thing he did, he made an EQ. And here is kind of a cool thing. I have the original manual for this, which has, it has the schematics and has all the talk about what's inside, etc. So what originally it was just on the low end, it was just 50 and 200 hertz on the low end, and 3K and 10K kilohertz to be specific on the high frequency. And what he did, he took these switches, there were two click switches, and put in 4-click switches, and then he made a little card and put some things in there, and he made the low end 50, 100, 300, and 700. So you have 50, 100, 300, 700, and I can boost it a little bit for you here so you can see, and then I can do it at 300 and blah 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 blah, and then I can do it at 100, 1 2 3 4 5, and then I can do it at 50, 1 2 3 4 5, and it kind of sounds cool. Same thing with the high end. He did 1K, 3K, 5K, and 10K. So at 1K, 1 2 3 4 5, you can feel that. 1 2 3 4 5 at 3K, and then you have at 5K, 1 2 3 4 5, and then at 10K, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that's kind of a cool thing. And another thing, these are both faders and gain. So you don't have the gain thing up here, and this is the fader for mixing out. This is like the gain and fader at the same time. So I like to, I do tone to this thing to set it, and I see on my interface. I'm using a TLM 103, a Neumann TLM 103. And it's phantom powered. This doesn't have phantom power, so I'm using this box here, which is a dual phantom powered adapter that I can use for 2 overheads on a drum kit. You have and then from there I go into the preamp from the phantom power, and then I go direct out to this recorder here. And the reason why I'm using this is because the outputs, I can attenuate them to mic level, because the camera I'm using is a 570. It's a Canon 5D, and it only has mic level in. So that's where you see this thing. Otherwise it would be mic, phantom power into the preamp, direct out to Pro Tools, Logic, whatever you're using. Bada bing, bada boom, and you monitor there. So here's your subs. 1 2 3. See the disappear? So you can assign one to sub 1. So if you have a snare or a kick here, you can also assign it out direct out, and you can assign it to buzz 1 out. So you have 4 extra outs that you can use at the same time, which means if you have a kick and you want to send a kick to a second track, because you want to distort it or funk it up and whatever you want, then you have a second track from the sub. And here's your sub volume. You can boost it or not boost it, etc. and so forth, which is super cool. And then you have your master out, which you always want to have at max, but this has nothing to do with the direct outs. What you get in, you put it up here, and it goes straight out to, so what it gets is what it gives. Alrighty, I think I covered the front. I mean, there's small other things that don't really matter. You have your mic line off minus 15 pad here. And yeah, that's about it. Let's look at the backside. Okay, hello. I'm sitting on a squirky chair here. Anyways, here we go, the back panel. So one thing I forgot to say is Terry, when I bought this way back, he recapped that, so all the capacitors are new. And then he did 8 direct outputs up here, which he took straight out of the preamps. And so I'm using a Neumann TLM103, and I'm going from that to a dual phantom power adapter because this doesn't have phantom power. So you have I have 2 channels, and I would use that on the overheads, and I would use another one if I want a room mic. But normally I do dynamics and 2 overheads. And so this is something that you're probably looking at right now. This unit won't work without this. If I take this out, I will disappear. My voice would disappear. So what it is it hits the preamp, it goes direct out of here, and then it goes back in there. And the reason for that is, and this is an addition long cables that that Terry did for me. And what it is this is not the channel I'm using. This is channel 7, because my voice would disappear if I used channel 1. So you come out of here into a compressor limiter. You come out of the compressor limiter and go back in there, and then which is great for tracking. And then when you're not using it, you just use this. And I thought that was a really cool little invention he did. The cables are long, so you can have a rack full of compressor limiters on the side of this side card. And when you don't use it, you just leave it like this in the back. Let's go through the preamps. Here is channel 1 and channel 2. My neighbor's daughter is playing violin right now. Channel 3, 1, 2, 3. Channel 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Channel 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Channel 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Channel 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And channel 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here are your, buzz outputs. If you want to, you can assign any channel. All channels have direct outs, and then you can assign, for example, channel to any of these buses if you want to send a kick or a snare to 2 channels. And then if this channel that you're recording extra, you can, manipulate and all kinds of to fatten up the kick or snare or whatever. So it's 4 extra little channels there, outputs. Anywho, yeah, that's about it.